In an untamed world, astronaut Jack crash lands in a vibrant alien forest, entangled in a struggle for survival and unexpected alliances. As he forges connections with majestic beings, he discovers the deeper meaning of heroism. In a universe where ethics collide, how far will he go to protect new lives at the cost of his own? Don't forget to subscribe. 91% of viewers enjoy our content but forget to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you'll stay up to date with our daily sci-fi stories and support a dedicated team of storytellers and content creators who rely on this as their livelihood. The serene silence of space was abruptly shattered as alarms blared inside Jack's spacecraft. Warning, systems failing, the computer announced, its monotonous voice barely audible over the rush of panic in Jack's heart. Sweat trickled down his brow as he frantically worked the controls, trying to stabilize his descent. The cockpit trembled violently, lights flickering in an unsettling dance that mirrored the chaotic rhythm of his racing thoughts. Jack, a lean man in his early 30s with tousled dark hair and determined blue eyes, had always been driven by the thrill of exploration, but now he felt a profound sense of dread creeping in. A great shudder rocked the ship, sending him careening towards an unknown fate. "Mayday, Mayday!" he shouted into the comms, though he knew no one was listening. The cold grip of space had rendered him utterly alone. With a last desperate maneuver, he pulled the emergency thrusters, but it was too late. Jack braced himself as the ship spiraled, disintegrating with a deafening crash against the vibrant surface of an alien world. Moments later, Jack awoke, the scent of damp earth and exotic blooms filling his lungs. He blinked against the kaleidoscopic hues of an alien forest surrounding him. Giant trees loomed overhead, their leaves shimmering like emerald glass in the radiant sunlight, casting a surreal mosaic of colors on the ground. Strange creatures flitted through the air, tiny, radiant beings with iridescent wings that danced around him, their inquisitive eyes glistening with curiosity. "Where am I?" he murmured, confusion mingling with awe as he pushed himself up from the ground, his heart racing in a mixture of fear and wonder. Adrenaline coursing through his veins, Jack quickly scanned his surroundings. The landscape felt alive, pulsating with energy and the subtle vibrations of an alien ecosystem. Determined to find a way home, but also paralyzed by the beauty of this untouched world, he hesitated for a moment. Just beyond the swaying ferns and oversized irises lay a winding path that beckoned him with an inviting glow. He set off, drawn like a moth to a flame, the weight of loneliness pressing against him with every careful step forward. Yet, as he walked deeper into the forest, an unnerving sensation crept up his spine. He was not alone. The vibrant colors he encountered were exciting, yet the air vibrated with tension, thick with the weight of unseen eyes watching his every move. He raised his chin defiantly, forcing himself to forge ahead, feeling the burgeoning mix of excitement and trepidation pulsing within him like an unsteady heartbeat. With every step along the winding path, Jack stumbled upon a flora unlike any he had ever seen. Flowers, larger than any he had known, bloomed in radiant colors, their petals undulating softly as if sharing whispers of cosmic secrets. The air shimmered with metallic hues, and as he brushed past one oversized flower, it emitted a low hum, a melody that resonated deep within his core. The enchantment of this wilderness enveloped him, but the sensation of being observed remained suffocating, almost oppressive. Shadows danced gracefully, moments of stillness punctuated by the rustling of leaves. Was it just his imagination, or was there something watching him in the distance? Jack's heart quickened as he heard a sound, soft, echoing like distant laughter intertwined with the whisper of the wind. As Jack wandered deeper into the heart of this otherworldly paradise, the oppressive silence of the surrounding woods gave way to something vibrant, laughter and the cheerful chatter of a community, rich in life. Colossal trees framed a clearing ahead, their trunks spiraling upward like ancient pillars, supporting a canopy that felt almost magical. Sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting molten gold on the underbrush and illuminating the figures that moved rhythmically within the village. Jack's heart raced, a cocktail of anxiety and wonder swirling inside him. The villagers were unlike any he had seen before. They stood tall and regal, with skin luminescent as if it absorbed the very essence of sunlight. Their hair flowed like liquid silver, and their eyes glimmered with an intelligence that felt both unnerving and inviting. He was astounded by their beauty and grace. The women, surely the stewards of this realm, radiated power and a fierce sense of unity. "Who are you?" Jack finally managed to stammer as the towering figures circled him, their expressions a mix of curiosity and enchantment. "I am Isara," the tallest woman proclaimed, her voice both soothing and authoritative, crashing over him like gentle waves. "And you, Jack, are a beacon of hope. Our species requires your assistance, for we have reached the brink of extinction, and you may hold the key to our survival." A tremor ran through Jack at the enormity of her words. "Me? What could I possibly do? I'm just an astronaut." He felt the weight of his insignificance intensify under their attentive gazes. "You possess strength and courage, qualities we desperately need," replied Isara, her gaze piercing right through him, igniting a flicker of responsibility deep within his chest. "Our elders have foretold of a traveler from the stars, one who will unite us and restore balance to our world. You are that traveler." Conflicted, Jack couldn't wrap his mind around the idea that he was anything but an unprepared visitor in an alien land. "But this is madness. I am simply lost. I need to find a way home." "It is precisely because you are lost that you are needed here," Isara insisted, stepping closer, her aura commanding yet comforting. "Restoration requires understanding. You must learn our ways, our culture, and forge the bonds that can save our people." Drawing a deep breath, Jack searched for the right words. "But how can I help you if I don't understand your struggles?" The villagers exchanged glances among themselves, the air thick with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Isara's features softened. "You will train with us. You will share your knowledge, and in return, we will share ours." Without replying, Jack felt an irresistible pull toward the very heart of this struggle. Perhaps it was the notion of belonging he had been searching for, or the subtle promise of purpose weaving its way through his mind. "All right," he finally conceded, his voice steadier than he felt. "I'll try." As he stepped into their world, the initial warmth of the villagers enveloped him. The women ushered him through the village, their laughter ringing through the air like music. Their homes, crafted from intertwining branches and brushed with vibrant flowers, hid behind lush greenery. Each building looked alive, almost as if the flora had chosen to cradle them under its umbrella. Jack observed everything with a mix of awe and trepidation. Despite the enchanting beauty surrounding him, an undercurrent of unease lurked within, as if the very trees were whispering secrets of old. And why were they fading, he wondered. What darkness loomed over these beings of light? Days passed, but Jack barely noticed as he engaged with the villagers. And little by little, he began to pick up their rituals and customs. Every dusk, the community would gather around a towering bonfire, creating a kaleidoscope of colors with their movements. They would dance, sing, and share stories of both heroic triumphs and heart-wrenching losses, resonating with emotions so raw that it pulled at Jack's heartstrings. His spirit resonated with theirs as he participated, laughing through missteps, and finding joy in the simplicity of their bonds. It was during one of these evenings, with the fire crackling and the stars gleaming overhead, that Isara approached him again, urgency flickering in her eyes. "Jack," she murmured, her voice low. "There is much you do not yet know, and a heavy burden waiting to be shared. We cannot afford to delay. Our elders have launched a vision quest. A what? Jack asked. They seek a way to summon the spirit of our ancestors, the guardians of our past, Isara explained. With the vision quest, we hope to gain insight into our present peril and the future we can forge. It's a ritual? Jack inquired, intrigue peaking within him. It felt ancient, steeped in the mysticism of their culture. An essential one, she replied solemnly. You must join us. Your presence will amplify the connection between our worlds. With a heavy heart, Jack nodded, his curiosity overwhelming any hesitations. He sensed that this was part of his journey, a crucial amulet that could link him closer to understanding who they were and the fate they were racing against. That night would change everything. As the moon climbed high, bathing the clearing in silver light, Jack found himself amidst the villagers, their faces illuminated by flickering torches. The atmosphere was heavy with anticipation. The villagers gathered in solidarity, their breath mingling with the cool night air, creating an ethereal haze as they began to chant, a low melody rising and falling in waves around him. Jack stood at the periphery, entranced, and a little awed, as Isara guided him closer to the center of their circle. His head spun with the weight of gravity pressing down upon his shoulders, his heart racing in sync with the beat of the drums. This ritual shall connect us to the realm beyond, Isara instructed, her steady gaze locked onto his. You must be open to receive what comes. As they began to chant, it felt as if the universe momentarily paused, drawing Jack's focus inward. Shadows danced around the bonfire, forming otherworldly shapes. Whispers of long-lost voices echoed through the air, a tapestry of sorrow and untold stories. He tried to concentrate, to connect with whatever ancient presence awaited them. Suddenly, the atmosphere thickened, surrendering to an almost electric sensation. It pulsed around Jack like a living entity, wrapping around him like an embrace. The fire blazed higher, illuminating the faces around him filled with serenity and an unwavering strength. You must let go of your fears, Jack, Isara urged, her voice a guiding light amidst torrent thoughts that swirled in confusion. Feel the energy, connect with those who came before. Jack closed his eyes, inhaling deeply, letting the atmosphere wrap around him. Days passed like a thrilling roller coaster through this alien land, where Jack found himself caught in a whirlwind of vibrant customs and strange rituals that seemed to pulse with the heartbeat of the world around him. Each morning greeted him with a cacophony of exotic sounds, a symphony of chirps, howls, and rustles that echoed through the lush canopy overhead. Jack's senses became finely tuned to the rhythms of the village, where lasting friendships began to intertwine with layers of cultural complexity. Initially, Jack struggled with the tribe's traditions, each telling a story older than the mountains that surrounded them. The women, powerful and spirited, engaged him in elaborate ceremonies designed to test physical and mental resilience. Lifting ceremonial stones, each embedded with intricate carvings representing celestial bodies, became a staple trial. Jack, though determined, found himself floundering amidst their laughter. This isn't the way to impress you, Jack shouted after failing yet again, exasperation bubbling to the surface. His face flushed with embarrassment, but seeing their joyful expressions made it difficult to maintain his frustrations. You make me feel like a child, he added, his voice caught between annoyance and amusement. The women, tall and ethereal beneath the shimmering light of their world, erupted in playful giggles. One in particular, a woman named Kayla, with hair that cascaded like liquid silver and eyes sparkling like the comet trails of distant galaxies, stepped forward. You have heart, Jack, she declared, a mischievous glint flickering in her gaze. Just dance with us. With a reluctant chuckle, Jack complied, swaying awkwardly in rhythm with the harmonies that enveloped him. His clumsiness contrasted sharply with their fluid grace, but instead of mockery, he was met with joy. The laughter that danced in the air began to carve away at the alien tension that had initially gripped him, and a warmth blossomed among them, unveiling the threads of camaraderie joining him to this tribe. "Come, Jack, this time, you try the flurry of stars," one of the younger women challenged, a playful smile illuminating her sun-kissed face. Before he could protest, she took his hands and twirled him into their circle. Surrounded by the rhythmic pulse of feet against the soft earth, Jack felt a primal joy unhooding the warrior within. Even amid these trials of strength, a deeper understanding began to unfurl in Jack's heart. Each challenge felt like a thread weaving into a tapestry of shared experiences, an essential part of forging the bond he needed to truly be accepted by them. It wasn't merely through physical prowess but by embracing the essence of community that once eluded him. Yet, as dusk fell and the canopy glimmered with glowing bioluminescent flora, the festive mood began to shift. Jack recalled whispered words of prophecy from Isara, spoken with solemnity that persisted in his mind like an echoing heartbeat. That evening, under the glow of luminescent flowers and the silver sheen of a twin moon, Isara stepped forward from the gathering's embrace, carrying the weight of solemn truth in her eyes. "Jack," she began, her voice imbued with both strength and a weary sorrow. "You must understand." Unspoken fears curled instinctively at the edges of Jack's consciousness as he felt the pulse of tension gathering, a shift from revelry to a profound revelation. The music faded, replaced by a pregnant silence, each gaze fixed intently on him. "You are not just an outsider who stumbled into our lives. You are part of something much greater. Your arrival heralds a choice we must all come to terms with." The flickering light played on her features, revealing the earnest determination that defined her spirit. Jack's heart quickened. "What do you mean?" he asked, determination masking the fluttering uncertainty within him. "Your strength is unmatched, yet it is not in physical might alone that you hold power," Isara continued, her steady gaze unwavering. "We are facing a crisis, one that threatens our very existence. Our tribe is fading, and you may be our last hope." A lingering silence punctuated her words like the stillness before a storm. The air buzzed with the anticipation of answers, yet Jack could only muster disbelief. "Me? I'm just a pilot, a stranger." His voice trembled, but it rang with a defiant intensity. More women approached, their faces revealing reflections of hope mixed with desperation. "Your spirit is aligned with the heart of our world," Kayla asserted, stepping closer, her silvery hair shimmering as she moved. "It is not merely about reproduction, it is about collaboration, unity." Jack took a step back, the full implication of their unspoken expectations crashing down on him. He opened his mouth to protest but found no words. The sudden gravity of their trust weighed heavily upon him, and he felt the world tilting beneath his feet. Isara reached out, her touch gentle yet grounding. "You don't have to be afraid. We are offering you a chance to help save us, not as an outsider but as a member of the tribe. Embrace this journey, Jack. It is not about obligation, but about choice." Suddenly, a wave of determination surged through him, battling his instinctive fear. He had flown vast distances in the cosmos, defying gravity. Was he not equipped to navigate emotional frontiers too? But doubt cast its deep shadow. How could he truly be the answer for a people whose history stretched across eons? Compelled by the warmth in Isara's gaze, Jack began to understand that every dance, every moment of laughter shared, had intertwined their fates in unexpected ways. Perhaps it was true. Perhaps he had the strength not just to survive but to foster genuine connections. As their mingled laughter and uncertainties swirled around him, he felt a flicker of readiness to forge this new path. "If I'm part of this, "We'll build a bridge between our worlds," he proclaimed, the words carrying the weight of an oath. "Then we will rise together." Issa Ra's voice resonated with the fervor of a rallying cry, inspiring the clenched fists of the tribe to the moonlit sky. They erupted into cheers, their collective heart pulsing in perfect harmony with the resilience emerging from their shared mission. As days turned into nights, Jack trained earnestly. His laughter became an integral pulse of their culture. He learned to dance not just with his feet but with his spirit, embracing the comic and the tragic. He faced relentless challenges, yet each failure forged strength, connecting him more deeply to the essence of the tribe. Together, they started building a new way of life that intertwined their traditions. However, Jack could feel the undercurrents of unease churning beneath the surface of their joyous gatherings. Despite the celebrations, shadows cloaked the edges of their reality. Whispers spoke of dark omens, factions wary of Jack's presence festering discord among some members of the tribe. In the heart of the vibrant village, the energy that had once been filled with laughter and light gradually shifted into something darker, heavier. Jack could sense it in the way the women reacted to Issa Ra's presence. He watched as their faces, once bright with joy, turned serious, whispers circulating among them like low thunder before a storm. The air was thick, infused with both hope and trepidation. Jack stood near the center of the gathering, surrounded by towering flora that framed the scene like an ancient amphitheater. The flowers shimmered in muted colors, their petals gracefully swaying, almost as if they were aware of the tension surrounding their human counterparts. Jack felt their vibrating energy resonate in his core, a pulse of life pushing against the reality creeping into his consciousness. Issa Ra motioned for the others to step back, creating a private bubble of space filled with unsteady silence. Only she remained close, her presence both commanding and comforting. Jack's pulse quickened as he locked eyes with her, the storm of emotions swirling within him reflecting in her gaze. "Jack, you need to understand," Issa Ra began, the gravity in her voice pulling him closer to an inevitable truth. "Your arrival is not merely a twist of fate, it is the last chance for our tribe." Unease washed over Jack, a chill settling in the pit of his stomach. "What do you mean by last chance?" he pressed, a sense of dread creeping into his veins. "Long ago, our ancestors forged a powerful bond with the stars," Issa Ra continued, her expression solemn. "But as the cosmos shifted, so did our fate. We are a dwindling tribe, our connections to the celestial forces have frayed." Jack furrowed his brow in confusion and disbelief. "But I'm just a pilot. I don't possess any cosmic powers. Why do you think I can help?" The silence that followed felt as expansive as the universe itself. Issa Ra drew closer, her ethereal features glowing under the gentle bioluminescence of the surrounding plants. "Because of something ancient, something that binds your essence to ours. You are a potential conduit, Jack." Her words sent shivers through him. "What does that even mean?" he asked incredulously, almost pleading. "What do you need me for? You must understand. We are not asking for your physical prowess," Issa Ra explained, her voice softening, the intensity of her earlier declaration replaced with a tender urgency. "We need you, your being, to help rejuvenate the lifeblood of our people." Jack took a step back, the implications of her words pressing against his chest like an unforgiving weight. "You mean, you need me to reproduce?" The thought rattled his mind, spiraling down paths he never imagined. The tension in the group thickened palpably. The other women exchanged furtive glances, their expressions revealing confusion mixed with longing. The vibrant colors of the surrounding flora faded into a grayish hue, mirroring Jack's spiraling thoughts. Issa Ra's eyes locked onto his, bold and unwavering. "It is not simply about procreation, Jack. It's about connection, heritage, and the survival of our spirit. You possess a heart and strength that transcends the physical. Our tribe is fading. If we do not bond with you, our lineage will vanish." Every fiber of Jack's being recoiled at her words. "I barely know you. How can I be expected to take on such a monumental responsibility?" Desperation laced his voice. "Your soul has already begun to weave into ours," Isara said, sincerity resonating in her tone. "You do not have to fear this path. Embracing it may lead us to victory against the ravaging darkness threatening our land." He mulled over her words, feeling the weight of expectation weigh heavy in the silence. These women were not just asking for a physical bond. They were offering him something profound, immortality woven into the fabric of their tribe. A flood of confusion crashed over him. He felt the allure of their power while grappling with terrifying uncertainty. Time froze. Jack studied Isara's face. He saw fierce determination and a flicker of vulnerability. With each heartbeat, he felt his resolve wavering, teetering on the edge of something life-altering. "Jack," Isara continued, her voice dropping to a whisper, almost conspiratorial. "The stars aligned to bring you here. You cannot deny it. There is magic in your essence, an ancient spark that binds us. Will you not embrace it?" He could see the tension in the other women's eyes, their hopes hanging in the balance like fragile silk threads waiting to be spun into a tapestry. Their fates seemed to hover in the air, edged with despair, creating a cacophony of emotions that amplified the complexity of his decision. The vibrant village around him began to blur as Jack's thoughts spiraled inwards, seeking clarity within chaos. The truth of his place in this world was becoming unsettlingly clear. He realized that choosing to join them could inscribe his name into their history, transforming him from a lost astronaut into something much larger, a guardian, a legend. Yet that same choice could irreversibly dismantle his identity, the echoes of his old life twisting into distant whispers. I need time," Jack finally breathed, pushing the words out as if they were sharp-edged stones tumbling out of his mouth. Isara stepped back, her heartache palpable. "Time may not be a luxury we have." Her voice trembled, emotions cascading over her usually stoic demeanor. "Our enemies draw near. Should you hesitate, you risk our extinction." Panic enveloped him, the realization of what lay beneath the surface of this alien paradise washing over him like icy water. In a flash, it struck him that this wasn't simply a thriving village. It was a stronghold shrouded in secrets, their vibrant existence harboring darkness lurking in the shadows. "I need to know more. I can't make this decision blindfolded," he asserted, desperation fueling his voice. "No one can make this choice but you," Isara replied solemnly, the strength of her convictions unwavering. "But know that during our moments of purpose, a storm is brewing. It will consume everything we hold dear." As their conversation spiraled into a whirlpool of uncertainty, Jack stood at the precipice of his destiny. A flickering light illuminating a path woven with mystery, one that could either lead to the salvation or ruin of an entire tribe. He was left grasping for breath, suspended between two worlds. One he had known and another that promised the allure of something utterly different. The vibrant energy of the village dulled, the radiant flora losing its luster as clouds of unidentifiable dread crept into the air. What had begun as a simple plea for help had morphed into an awakening of eternal consequence. The days stretched into a blur as Jack wrestled with his newfound identity among the towering women of the tribe. The vibrant paintings of his life as a pilot faded slowly under the weight of the reality that surrounded him. Each interaction, each moment spent building their lives together nurtured a growing attachment within him. The realization that his own desires were not unbreakably tied to the life he once knew. The days began to blend seamlessly. Mornings filled with laughter and rituals that celebrated their existence, and evenings spent under the expansive, illuminated sky that reminded him so much of home yet felt markedly different. A nebula danced along the horizons, swirling colors that moved akin to the melodies shared over warm fires. He often caught himself lost in contemplation, the beautiful chaos of the alien world wrapping itself around him like an embracing cloak. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the horizon, casting a golden glow across the forest, Jack felt a stirring restlessness within, an urge, a calling. He gathered the women, their faces illuminated by the flickering glow of bioluminescent plants surrounding them. "That's it," he exclaimed, tension releasing with cry of newfound resolve. "It's not about mere survival. We can create something beautiful together." The women shared knowing glances, their expressions a mixture of surprise and delight. Isara stepped forward, her figure framed against the tender hues of twilight, the powerful matriarch ready to support their ambitious plan. "Tell us your vision, Jack," she urged, her voice flowing with warmth akin to sunlight filtering through the canopy. Fueled by an impulsive excitement, Jack painted a picture of unity, of alliance between his skills as an astronaut and their resourceful way of living intricately woven with the land. "We can build something that transcends our worlds." He gestured passionately towards the trees that surrounded them. "With your knowledge of nature and my experience in engineering, we can create shelters that harmonize with the environment, advance their defenses against whatever darkness comes our way." The community buzzed with animated debate. Ideas spun forth like strands of a spider's web, each suggestion illuminating possibilities in ways Jack couldn't have foreseen. One whispered secret awoke another, as they brainstormed ways to use the forest's natural materials fused with an understanding of Jack's technology from far beyond the stars. As night enveloped them, cloaked in starlight, the din of enthusiasm was palpable. Every eager voice layered upon the others, creating a tapestry threaded through with hope. Jack's heart swelled. Each word shared, every laugh exchanged deepened his commitment to this cause. The women, with their towering frames and inherent strength, were fierce yet nurturing, demonstrating the power of community and the bonds semblant of family forming around them. "We have to reinforce the boundaries," another woman emphasized, outline of her warrior spirit evident in her stance. "With traps and barriers fashioned of the forest. Think of the wonders we could achieve," Jack interjected, energy coursing through him as he dreamt of the future. "We can harness the natural resources around us, elevate them using small tech advantages, solar collectors, water filtration systems, integrated into the flora." Isara's eyes sparkled with curiosity and ambition. "And we can teach everyone how to use them. Knowledge is as valuable as strength." She reached out, wrapping a hand around Jack's shoulder, a gesture filled with trust and shared purpose. "United, we stand stronger. If we can protect our world, we can help yours too." This was it, Jack thought. He recognized that this experience had transformed him. Once adrift and isolated in space, he had now become part of a vibrant community, igniting a spark within him that was once dimmed by survival alone. With each sunrise, he felt further entwined with their fate, his heart now a beacon reflecting their needs. Days transformed into weeks, and the pulse of construction thrummed with renewed vigor. They twisted lengths of vines into structural supports, pairing them with metals salvaged from Jack's spacecraft, remnants of a past life forging a bridge to the future. As they toiled, laughter floated through the air, punctuated by songs that echoed against the trees, weaving the story of their community mixed with Jack's unfamiliar yet enthralling cadence of hope. "There," Jack called, standing back to admire their handiwork. Before them rose a shelter built of native materials, an edifice crowned with flowering plants, a symbol of their unity and a testament to the strength of their bond. He turned to the women, their faces glistening with sweat and triumph, and felt a profound sense of pride swell within him. Isara approached from the side, her expression unreadable as she studied the newly erected structure. "You've done well, Jack," she said, genuine warmth wrapping around her words. "You've embraced your destiny." But beneath her praise, a shadow lurked, an uncomfortable realization of internal conflict twisted within Jack. "But what of our survival? What about the darkness that threatens your home?" The collective laughter faded, revealing the muted sounds of the forest, heavy with inflection. "We've all felt it," Isara admitted, her voice steady yet tinged with concern. "The encroaching shadows that travel upon the winds. We do not know its source, but you have given us strength. We will prevail against whatever comes." Jack's heart sank, the encroaching darkness now much more than an abstract threat, becoming a tangible weight upon his chest. "Then let's train. We can't become complacent. Every moment we spend building must also prepare us for what looms ahead." Isara and the others nodded resolutely, the light returning to their eyes. And so, they began to train together, forming alliances, learning skills for combat, using the skills uniquely their own to develop strategies against unseen plans intruding upon their homes. Through trials of endurance, Jack discovered a profound connection with each woman that transformed. In their laughter, Jack encountered shared stories of loss, love, and resilience that revealed glimpses of their innermost selves. He learned to harness the strength that resided within him, a courage magnified by their presence and reinforced by shared experiences. Underneath the starlit expanse one fateful evening, Jack found himself standing beside Isara. They shared soft chuckles, emotions surfacing like tides within the rhythm of the night. "Isara," Jack ventured, uncertainty threading through his voice. "You opened your hearts to me. Why?" Her gaze held unwavering intensity. "Sometimes destiny chooses the most unlikely of allies. You may have walked alone, but we have found a home within you as you have within us. You are more than just an outsider. You are a part of our story, Jack." Their profound bond, nurtured through trials and triumphs, transformed Jack's understanding of heroism. He smiled, feeling woven into this alien tapestry, ready to confront what uncertainty loomed on the horizon. And so, words became action, and action birthed a storm of purpose. With confidence and resolve, the women united under Jack's vision, building defenses, harmonizing their strengths and wits against threads of darkness interlacing through the forest. Shadows of doubt lingered, but hope bloomed brighter than ever. Beyond the expansive cosmos, Jack reflected upon the significance of family, the very essence of connection transcending worlds. In the depths of uncertainty, he had found not only strength but the extraordinary power of community, a lesson that ignited hope, infusing him with courage to embrace the unknown. As they stood together, shoulders aligned, staring out into the vastness of the world around them, he recognized that what lay ahead was still shrouded in mystery. Yet, Jack found solace in the knowledge that together they would face whatever challenges awaited, embodying the strength of unity against obstacles that threatened their newfound home. In the silent whispers of the wind, he felt the heartbeat of not just an alien world but of a family built through an indomitable spirit intertwined. What lies beyond this embrace of destiny remains an unanswered question, one that beckons with the promise of new beginnings, a resistance against all odds. With hope illuminating even the darkest paths, Jack, the once lost astronaut, now stood steadfast, ready to forge ahead and become the unexpected hero of both his journey and theirs. If you liked this story based on real events, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like it. Here you can dive into a different reality every day, where anything can happen. Comment below what kind of story you would like to hear here. Thank you very much for your attention. We are the Sci-Fi family.